Alright, so it's June 4th, and I haven't done an update in my last video. I've been driving for Uber pretty much after work and during the weekends the last couple of months. Had some good experiences, had some bad, and want to put a few recommendations out to anyone who wants to Uber here in the Houston area. Now, it's approaching, I believe, 8 o'clock, and I like to stop around 8 because I do not like Ubering at night. Personally, I think the fee should go up because the quality of the rider tends to drop. You end up with people not putting directions in. People are using Uber just basically to cross a few blocks, and it might spend 30 minutes, maybe longer, trying to get to them. And then you have the riders that they call in an Uber and they want like 5 people to try to get in your vehicle, and Uber only really requires you to be able to have 3 passengers, no more. So I've had many situations driving for Uber at night where it's just not recommended unless you have like a large SUV and you want to make very little money. The best time, in my opinion, is like 10-11 o'clock in the morning. You end up getting people, for some reason, and at least maybe it's just my luck, people going to the airport, and for some reason, like around 3-4 o'clock, you got people going to the airport to try to reach their flight by like 6 or 7 because they're worried about traffic. So those are my favorite rides, or airport rides. I will say the region of the city that's my most hated, besides Midtown, is around the zoo, because of the horrible expenditure of tax money on that new light rail system. They're blocking many roads going to the zoo, so it tends to turn red over there because of that, because people are requesting rides, but it's virtually impossible to get to them. So I tend to ignore that area. Plus, I've also had several bad experiences with people trying to use Uber kind of like a maid service, where you have to wait for them. They want to go to multiple destinations, usually in that area. So I tend to ignore it for that reason as well. I'm also thinking about getting a tip box from Office Depot. At least that's the only place I found it. I'm pretty sure I could buy it cheaper online. But I'm actually going to get this little clear blue box. It has a key on it, but doesn't have the hole to insert money. But I plan on drilling a slit in there so people can put change and money in it. So I'm going to put that, and I'm probably going to get some bands or something to put it maybe behind my seat or beside it. So I've been looking at pictures on Google, and it seems like a good idea because psychologically, if you have a tip jar, your chances of getting tip are much higher. And plus, I tend to score people 5 stars